Your call has been accepted.
What I was saying, Mama, was when I go upstairs, I ain't gonna call you when I get up there. I'm gonna go ahead I'm gonna get under my cover and sleep
Okay.
until I ain't gonna wake up until I gotta go to court in the morning, and then I'll call you and let you know how everything went. 'Cause they said I go first thing in the morning, as soon as the judge gets up.
They said they was asking you about the healing place.
Yeah, they asked me about the healing place, and they asked me am I willing to get help, and I said yes. I said I really need it. I said I really need it. They asked me do I got family. I said I have my mother and my. I said they asked me do I have community family. I said I got my mother and my kids. I said but I ain't been able to get help, and they asked me am I homeless. I said I've been out on the streets. I said my mama doesn't want that environment unless I'm out of the healing place and I'm sober.
Yeah, once if you sober and clean, you definitely can.
Mama, Mama, I know all that. I don't want to be around them like that. I know I'm fucking them up. Like, I didn't think about this till you tell me everything about Legend, but at least I'm, like, telling you. Like, you don't think about none of it. Like, you be so high, you don't think about nothing. And I ain't never not thought about my kids. Is Legend getting me? Man, I was thinking about him when I was sitting out there yesterday, when I was sitting on 17, and Rev came on the porch. I said, I need to figure out who my baby daddy is, 'cause Legend is little than a motherfucker.
Mhm.
You said he ain't even growing.
No, he's tiny.
Like he's a midget. And ain't none of my kids tiny. Except for Faith. Is she doing better in school? She's still failing.
Faith has to go to summer school. Everybody else, Juicy got straight A's, so she's an honor roll. So is Miracle, and have she's A's and B's. But Faith needs help. She's struggling.
She's gonna be like me, she's gonna be in LD. But she was doing so good, but she said sometimes she comes home and don't do her work like she told me.
Yeah, well, she gotta go to summer school. So
hmm When I was talking to Corey after he told me, you said I'd be asking about him. I said, well, at least you know what I'm saying, talking to the kid. He said, yeah. He said my kid's been talking to him and stuff like that. He said Juicy texts me like he was saying stuff. He said Juicy texts me every day. I said, but you don't be talking about shit. Like you don't take them no motherfucking word. The only time they talk to you is when they text you for some money. And you take so long to send it back. I said you don't just go over and take them out to eat or something like that. But he said out of all your kids, he said the one that's just like you. He said it's heaven. He said she has your whole attitude.
I said, heaven's a cancer. Me and her's the same.
He said, "Oh my God, let me tell you what he's talking about." I said, "I think heaven is a what the fuck is it called? It's gonna be a dyke." He said, "Why?" He said she eat like a
Girl,
nigga and she walk. She's a tomboy, mama. She's like a nigga.
you,
Corey said, huh?
girl, you is crazy.
Corey said the same thing. He said, I swear I thought the same thing. He said, plus she eat like a dude. I said, what? He said, she just be handling her food. I said, what the fuck?
That's 'cause heaven eat
That's,
with her hands and stuff, and
she's dirty,
heaven's
like
big
Trey. She's
time.
Portland. I know that's what Corey said. Corey said, he said, plus she eat like a dude. He said, she be handling her food. And I said, have you think you can dance?
This call will be terminated in 1 minute.
Look, I said, have you think you can dance? She said, ooh, girl, I bops the dances. I said, she's just ruthless. I was bragging about them to the police.
Mm.
But I love you, Mama, before it hangs up, okay? And I'll talk to you after I go to court.
All right, I love you too, and just know everybody's gonna be praying for you 'cause last night, for some reason, people was all on my page at one of your
For real.
videos. Yes, literally, and they was just praying for you, writing stuff just like out of the ordinary everywhere. So
And I was up and
nobody
I was
got.
up and kept I was up and kept getting high, and I was like, my mama don't even know where I'm at, and I just kept crying.
Yeah,
And Herbie said that you had called looking for me.
yeah.
And I said, you didn't tell me till right when I get ready to call the healing place. My mama done called. And then I looked at his phone and I seen a text that you said he was talking and stuff like that. He didn't tell me none of that.
Yeah.
But I love you, and I'll call you soon.